Have you ever seen a tinier wood stove? Because it would be nice to know if this is like the tiniest wood stove there is. I think it's like at least one of the tiniest because it's so small, and I have never seen a smaller one. So today I'm gonna make a little fire in our tiny wood burning stove and answer some questions that we got about it. So let's start with making the fire. Okay, welcome back to a new video. It's been a long time since we made a video actually, because we have been so busy with the van and we just had to stop the van build series for a while to actually finish building the van. We still have some episodes of the van build series, and we're gonna have a full episode about this stove, how we built it, how we installed it, all of that. But I was thinking first I'm gonna just come in here and answer some questions that we got about it. After I get this fire going, I'm gonna show you how warm this stove gets. Okay, so I think I got the fire going, and soon I'm gonna make some coffee here while I talk. I can make, ow! Ooh, it's already so warm. I have this tiny pot, and I have water. So I'm gonna make like half of this, it's half a liter, and I'm gonna put it on the stove and let it boil. Okay, I just went in to get this because it wasn't here in the van. It's this with the, and I put some coffee in the bottom. And now I'm gonna let this boil, and then we have some fresh made coffee in the van. It's burning really good here. I think I need to lift this so I can fill up from the top. We have these kind of logs, it's like pressed wood, but they are really big, so we had to cut them in smaller pieces. And they're supposed to burn a little bit more, like efficiently, stay warm longer, and so on. Great. Okay, so let's finally talk. It's getting kind of nice and toasty here, and I have Alma here in the corner. So the most common questions that we got are Is this the only heating that we have in the van? And the answer is yes. Before we didn't have anything, and last summer when we traveled north it was really cold, but inside the van it was fine all the time. It's just that on the cold and rainy days it's nice to have a possibility to warm up more inside. So we were missing that, and also we're missing the possibility to travel like earlier in the spring and later in the fall without having to go like south towards the warmest places, or like if we travel in Europe we can still travel like in the mountains, or like places where it's not as warm as like south of Spain or whatever. So yeah, because we don't want to only be chasing the warm weather, we want to also have more freedom to explore, not depending on the time of the year and all of that. Of course it's still gonna be difficult and cold if we go to really like winter places with a lot of snow and super cold. So yeah, but also in the summer when we didn't have any heating at all, we just closed everything, closed all the windows. I mean, we covered all the windows and we lit some candles, and just from being inside the small area with 2 people and a dog, it warms up really quickly and the insulation keeps it okay inside. So we were not really too cold, but it's nice to have a possibility to not just stay okay, but like keep warm it up and feel really warm and nice. Like if you go outside and it's wet and it's cold, it's nice to just come inside and like warm up, like really warm. And also really nice to be able to dry some stuff, like towels and our stuff that gets wet when it's raining all the time. Like in the summer when we were traveling, it was raining. In some days it was raining so much and our carpets got wet and everything got wet, and it never dried because it was just raining more. So that's a really nice thing. We can maybe put some loading lines here so we can hang up stuff to dry. Some people asked if it gets warm. Ooh, it's already so warm. And if we can heat up the whole van. And yes, like I said, we can basically heat up the van without any heating because it's so small, and when we cover everything so a lot of the heat doesn't leak out as fast, we can warm it up just from ourselves, like just staying inside. But with this we can definitely heat it up like way more than we need. So yeah, so even if we open the skylight a little bit or our window so we have fresh air, it still gets warm inside without a problem. And if we put like a tiny fan here, it spreads the heat even more, so we might do that if we want to have even better or more efficient heating. Let's check the fire. It's burning really good. Perfect. We just modified this, or Andrej did. He changed the handle for a wooden handle, and this one. So what else are people asking? Oh yeah, of course people ask where did we get this stove. We got it online from an auction site, so we had to bid on it and we won the bidding, and we had to have it shipped to us from Stockholm, and then it was ours. But it's not the only thing, because at first when we bid on it we weren't sure if it's actually a real stove, because it's like a toy stove, so we weren't sure if we can actually use it for real and add like a chimney pipe. And when we got it, we saw that the little chimney that's on top of it, here behind it, this tiny one, it's not connected to the inside of the stove, so the smoke doesn't actually come out of it. I mean, when we looked at some videos, it looked like the smoke came out of it, but it's just because around there's like an edge, so in all the cracks of the stove the smoke comes out and it collects under the edge, and then it goes into the little chimney, so it collects the smoke and it looks like it's working. But we had to actually make it work for real, so the smoke goes out of the van. So it took some modifying, and my brother was helping us with that. He took it apart and modified it and sealed all the cracks and made it stronger so we can use it without it falling apart. Yeah, so we have a different video on that when my brother took it apart and modified it, and then we have added a pipe in the back, and yeah, it has been changed a lot to be actually a functioning wood stove. Oj då, fick du inte dina godisar? Här. It's not impossible to find the same stove. I saw them on lots of auction sites online when I googled, but yeah, it's a lot of work to actually have it functioning as a wood burning stove. But yeah, we can do it, anyone can do it if you just have the time and energy, and yeah, it turned out really nice. Yeah, so I think those are the most common questions. Where did we get it? Does it get warm? Does it heat up the van? And do we have any other heating? So yeah, now it's getting really warm where I'm sitting. So yeah, to summarize, this is our only heating. No diesel heater, no other heating. It gets super warm. I cannot even touch it anymore. It's like, yeah, it's burning hot. And it's possible to buy the same, but you need to modify it so it works with the chimney. And yeah. And we are super happy with it. We're just still learning to use it the best way, how to get the fire going the best way without getting smoke inside. But now it's burning really good and it's getting really warm. I'm gonna check. The water is slowly heating up. I took like half of it now, and the fire was just started when I put it on, so now it's getting much warmer than it was a while ago. So yeah, but of course it's quicker to warm up the water on the gas stove, but it's so nice to be able to just put the kettle on the stove and just let it heat up with the stove, and yeah, not waste any gas, and just it's really cozy. And when we heat up the van, we can also heat up water for dishes, for washing, like for washing my face with warm water, and for showering and all of that, so we don't have to waste our gas on that when we still need to heat up the van. So it's really nice to have this multi-functioning stove. Oh yeah, also people ask about the smoke. I don't know what it's called, like the draft inside it. It's really good. We can see that all of the smoke is like pulled into the pipe, and it's really good. It works really good. We actually had to lower it a little bit because it was like boiling, like burning really fast and really hard. But now it's perfect. Like a cup. And we were thinking maybe we can get a carbon monoxide alarm just in case, but we're not really worried about that because we're also gonna have some fresh air intake, and also the van is not like completely closed. There's like a draft from the doors and all of that, so we always get fresh air inside a little bit. Have you ever seen a tinier wood stove? Because it would be nice to know if this is like the tiniest wood stove there is. I think it's like at least one of the tiniest because it's so small, and I have never seen a smaller one. Someone asked if we're not afraid to get burned from touching it because it's a small space, but actually not, because you can feel the warmth from around it, and if it's burning we're gonna not move around that much and just move carefully around it, so I'm not so worried about that actually. It's so warm here now. Wow, it's like the perfect barbecue. It's glowing like perfectly for a barbecue right now. And as you can see, I'm not really even worried about Alma because she can also feel the heat. So maybe just a little bit worried if she walks with a lot of clothes on, because then she cannot feel it. But if she has like a jacket on, I will just be careful that she doesn't touch it too much. Maybe she's too warm actually, because she has these warm pajamas and it's not so cold inside anymore. Är du varm? Ooh, it's almost boiling. Can you see? Okay, I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Wait, it's way too hot to be this close. It's actually boiling now. Now I'm gonna let the fire burn out, because we're gonna finish packing and I don't want to sit here and watch the fire all the time, but I just wanted to try it out while I was talking to you guys and to show you how it worked. And I think it took like 20 maybe it took, I don't know how long it took, like 20 minutes actually this time to boil half of this pot. But if we're making a fire to warm up the van, we can just put on the kettle and have coffee after some time. It doesn't have to be like instant warm. It's not the point. And if we really wanna warm it up quicker, it's possible to just put more wood and make it burn like stronger, so it warms up quicker. But and also I made too much water for the coffee. There is a lot of water still here, so yeah. For just making coffee I could make like half of the water that I made. Or if we wanna shower, it's way too hot, so this could make a whole bucket of water, like cold water, and this mixed with water would make a lot of like good temperature water for a shower. I really enjoy that we can also use it for cooking and warming up water, and also this water holds some heat, so yeah, it's a really cozy addition to the van. We're really happy with it. So I'm looking forward to do much more videos with the stove in it once we move into the van really soon. And yeah, so we're gonna show you how we use it in our day-to-day lives in the van once we move into the van and start using it every day, or like most days. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how it works. And yeah, it's gonna be so fun to actually move into the van finally and start making content for real, and take you guys with us once we travel and just live our lives. Finally, after this winter, when we felt stuck with the building and with everything, we had a really cozy winter, but also really difficult in many ways. So I'm so ready to move into the van and live that life instead now. The coffee has waited for a few minutes now. So time for some coffee and then time to say goodbye for this time. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this time, and I hope you enjoyed this little demonstration and Q&A about the stove. If you have any questions about the stove or our van or our life in the van or outside the van, anything, just comment below and we will make sure to answer in a new video soon. And remember to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because it's really important for our small channel. And subscribe if you want to see more. And please share this video for if you know someone who might be curious about this tiny stove. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye! Älskling! Jag är klar nu. Alma luktar...
Åh, vad gott det luktar så gott här. Tappar det typ.
Luktar det gott? Det luktar fis i hela bilen. Alma har gnällt i sista typ kvarten här inne.
Ja, men det luktar, du vet, vedeldat och bastu.